Hi everybody, this is just a quick tutorial about how to turn a Google form into a Google form quiz. It's really nice. You can do it really quickly, pretty easily. It's a great way to do just a really fast assessment of what your kids know. Great for, a warm up if you're trying to decide what they remember from previous classes. Great for a ticket out. You can just get a quick, pulse on what they're doing. Definitely cuts down some paper. And it's great because you can get auto grading too. So you can get a quick snapshot of, if you just want numbers from. Another great thing is it can give them feedback too. So really nice tool, pretty straightforward. And I'm just going to show you basically how it works and how to set one up. So I have a little form here. I started it. You can take pre-existing forms, that works too, or you can always start a new one. But it's pretty simple. I only have one question in here, just honestly to save time for the video, so I didn't have to watch me type the whole thing. But it's really easy to turn a form into a quiz. All you have to do is you come up and you have all your little icons up here, and your little gear icon is your settings icon. So if you click on that one, you have your three options: general, presentation, and quizzes. And we want to click on quizzes. And all we want to do is say, we're going to make this thing a quiz. One of the things that I like to do with this is I actually like to take away the point values in terms of um, what the kids can see afterwards. It eliminates that kind of tension of what is my score versus how well do I understand something. Um, you don't actually have to release anything to them if you don't want to. Um, a lot of times I'll leave that on so they can just get their information right after they submit. It helps them kind of get a feel for how they did. But you can do that, or you can do this where if you want to, you can say, all right, everyone's taken it now, and kind of give feedback to them afterwards. But simply clicking that button right up here where it says make a quiz is what makes the quiz. Then we hit save. Now, the neat thing is this little thing right down here will pop up and it says answer key. And that is how you make your answer key to the questions. So we can click on answer key. We can set the number of points we want this to be. Let's say, I'll just make it 1 point. And all we do to make an answer key for a multiple choice is we just select the right answer. So, what is the capital of New York? Capital is Albany. And we can, if we want to, give feedback for them for an incorrect or a correct answer. So for a correct answer, say, good job. Correct answer. If you want to give some of the history of why Albany is the capital, or really anything you want that will tell them if they got it wrong, why that is the incorrect answer, why the correct answer is correct. So we hit save, and that will pop up for them. I like to go back to edit question afterwards, just so it looks all uniform. You can also add short answer questions that can be graded automatically. So if we come here and I choose short answer instead, and simple math question, say what's 2 times 5? Really simple, straightforward. There's one answer to it. When I go to answer key now, I actually have to add my correct answer. So I say my correct answer is 10. I might have a kid that says 10.0, so I can add that as a possible answer as well, to go in there. And I can, again, give feedback to the students. I can do my number of points, whatever I want that to be. Once I'm all set again, can hit edit question, and that's pretty much it. So realistically, that's all it really takes to make a quiz. It's really pretty simple. One thing you can do is if you click up on your menu here, that's the little 3 buttons. You can go to preferences and actually do default quiz preferences. So for instance, if you're always going to make each question worth 1 point, you can change your default to 1. So every time you have a question there, it defaults to 1. Do be careful with that too, though, because if you're putting something in, for instance, a qualifier like, what block are you in, what period are you in, what's your name, things like that, you're not really going to score questions like that. So just make sure you reduce those to 0 if you set your default something other than 0. So I'm just going to keep mine at 0 for right now. So that's that. The other thing you want to do is make sure these questions are required so students can't skip them. And that's really simple. You can do it with the settings where we just were for preferences, or you can just click on this little button right here that says required, and that makes the question required. When you click off of it, you'll notice a little tiny red asterisk up after the question text. That'll tell you that that question is a required question. And then sending it out is really very simple. You can do it via Google Classroom. If you just find the quiz itself there, you can link it directly there. It's really easy. Or if you want to do it another way, you can just take a shortened URL. Or if you really want to get crazy, you could technically embed it into something else. You know, if you have you can embed it in your website, you can embed it into a Google site, things like that. I'd steer away from those. Classroom's probably your best bet, or just straight out giving the students the link to that. So that's pretty much it. That is how you turn a Google form into a Google Form quiz.